Here is the thing that nobody tells you about success. To become the woman who holds her success, you have to first unbecome the woman who doubts herself. Welcome, beautiful, to another episode of Alive and Thriving. This is where we dive deep into transformational work that elevates your inner world and your outer world as soul led entrepreneurs. So, I'm wondering, have you ever felt the pull of your next level? That version of you who walks confidently, who attracts her dream clients with ease, whose calendar is as full as she wants it to be. And as she does all of this, she is fully aligned with her purpose. And can I just say something on the word aligned? Because it really, truly is thrown around a lot in the personal development space. For me, alignment is where you are living, feeling, thinking, being in alignment with your soul's purpose. Okay, that for me is alignment with your values. But when you are not sure how to become that person, that version of you who's got all of the things going on that you want to be achieving. Maybe you've asked yourself things like, why does it feel so hard to hold this success? Maybe you get it. Maybe you get to a point where it's like, oh, I feel like I'm about to achieve what I want to achieve, or I've had this success, but then this tragedy happens, this stress happens, these things happen. Why does it feel so hard to hold it? And I get it. I totally get it. Maybe you're also asking yourself, why do I feel like I keep sabotaging myself even when things are going well? Well, we're going to talk about these things today. And if this resonates with you, then stick around because you're going to get a lot out of today's episode because we are going to explore just exactly how your personal evolution is required to handle those greater responsibilities and those greater opportunities. And more importantly, how to actually start that journey of becoming. In fact, I'm willing to bet that you probably don't even realize you're already on that journey of becoming. Let's talk about it. Now, if you are brand new to the show, welcome. My name is Jessica Reed. I am an alternative therapist and business mentor, and I am your guide to transforming from within to create a sustainable, impactful, and scalable business that you are thriving in as both a woman, as a human, as a mother, as a person, as a wife, but also as an entrepreneur. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about what it really means to become the woman who holds her success. Because it's not just about having better strategies for your business. Of course, a great strategy is going to help. But truthfully, any strategy, if it's aligned with you, if you repeat it over and over, if you master it, any strategy could possibly work. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to actually grow your business to a point that is sustainable. Why is that? Because when you are out of alignment, when you are not actually cultivating the internal resources to hold that successful business, then you're not going to be able to hold the success that the strategies are bringing you. It is at least 80% you, 20% strategy. I saw a quote the other day, and I think it's from Eric Edmears. I think that's how you say his name. I don't think it was his quote. I don't remember exactly whose quote it was, but it was in a training that he was doing. And I don't remember it word for word, but here it said something along the lines of, if you want a good business, then study business. But if you want a really successful business, then work on you. And that was like, that just really honed in. That is my message. That is what I am always harping on to people about. Like, why is your outer world not reflecting what you want? The answer is going to be something internally. And I experience this myself. I've said it before, we get to new layers and new things come up every single time. But that is the work we do together. And just on a really quick side note, if you are looking for a way to start 2025 in your highest expression, then I have 3 amazing programs or opportunities that you might absolutely love. First one is Embodied Entrepreneur. This is our 12-month mindset and identity upgrade for impact driven entrepreneurs who really want to build that self trust and that confidence and that authority. This is you learning to embody with the internal resources, the beliefs, the nervous system state, the emotional capacity of your version of success. This is you learning to embody the successful entrepreneur. So there is that program that is for you if you are ready to become that woman. Then I have the Transcendence Mastermind. Now, as I record this today, there are actually only 4 seats available to start in January. And in the mastermind, we are not only building you as a confident, successful, aligned entrepreneur who is going to prioritize her healing and her nervous system, but we are also prioritizing strengths led strategies. So we combine all of that to holistically support you and your business. And then I have my private container. This is a space where entrepreneurs come to evolve, to step into their next level, to really master their emotions, and to really accelerate their $1,000,000 mindset. So, if any of these opportunities feel like they are calling you, then please reach out. Now, what are you going to take away from this episode today? You are going to take away exactly why personal evolution is crucial for a sustainable success. And I feel like we've already touched on that a little bit, but we'll go a little bit deeper into it. You're going to take away the key mindset and energetic shifts that are needed to become the woman who can hold that success. And you are going to take away actionable ways to start embodying your next level of self today. Now, what do I mean by embodying? Because again, I feel like that is now a word. I've released the Embodied Entrepreneur Program back in February this year, planned it all out last year. And I feel since then, and maybe it's my reticular activating system, now everyone is saying embodied. It is absolutely everywhere. So I just want you to know that when I say that I want you to embody your success, this is not me just using some kind of what do you call it, buzzword. For me, that embodiment is coming because we are working deep within yourself. We are working to change your beliefs. We are working to hold a different nervous system state. We are working for you to master your emotions, for you to take aligned actions with your core values and with the dreams and desires that you have. We are learning to teach your body, to teach your nervous system, to teach your identity how to hold that next level. And so it's not just a fake it till you make it and just hope that it all falls into place. It is really like it is an embodiment. It is you actually becoming, living with integrity, that woman who achieves it. That's what I mean when I say we're going to embody these things. We're going to embody your success. So before I dive into the next part, I really want to ask you a couple of questions that can just get you thinking as we move forward. What would change in your business and in your life if you could hold success with ease, without the stress, without the self doubt, without the constant comparison to other people? And what would it feel like? Do you actually know? Do you know what it would feel like to fully embody your successful self? And you might be thinking right now, well, that doesn't feel very safe. Like, I don't know what that feels like. Maybe you've been close, or maybe you've been as successful as you have been able to take yourself. That is the kind of work that we really do privately. It's you've met your edge. Let's get to that next. Let's break through that. Let's get to that next edge so that you can be feeling grounded, so you can feel clear, so you can feel confident in your every single day. And if life throws a challenge, you actually have the tools and the nervous system capacity to deal with it. The women that I work with in my private space, so many of them have already built really successful businesses on paper, but their internal world, their internal state, their relationships, their family, their health is not a reflection of how successful that business is. So we really want to be aligning your strategy, aligning your business, aligning the way that you are thinking and being and doing, and all of you with what your version of success is. So do you know what that feels like? And it's okay if you don't, but I encourage you to get really curious about that. Like, just start to get curious. What might it feel like if I was to actually embody that version of me? Because the thing is that personal evolution comes before business evolution. So I know that you just want to go and keep purchasing the next shiny strategy. I get it because I've been there too. It is so tempting to think that like that next big win or that next client will just change everything for you. But the real transformation is going to begin with you. It has to begin with you. And if you're ready to scale your business, you first need to scale your mindset and you need to scale your emotional resilience in order to scale your business. I see so many entrepreneurs chasing strategies only to be left feeling stressed, overwhelmed, to be in a physical state of burnout or disappointed if the strategies don't work. Because until you do that inner work to unbecome the woman who doubts herself, those strategies will only take you so far. Now, this may be controversial opinion in my experience, in the work that I do. I fully believe, obviously, we can rewire our brain. 100% we can rewire our brain. But if we have associations that hold stress, that hold emotional trauma, that hold physical trauma, if we have these things in our body, then that is often going to take over when it comes to us stepping out of our comfort zone. And so sometimes just rewiring with our cognitive interruptions and our affirmations and our journaling, sometimes that's just not enough. Sometimes we need to bring in the healing as well. And this is what I mean by when we look at unbecoming, we can't just become. In my opinion, we don't just become. We need to unbecome and become aware of first and then unbecome the version of you who is not holding the level of success that you want to be holding. That version of you has beliefs and habits and behaviors that do not serve that level. And if you do not unbecome those, if you do not heal anything that is underlying from that, then the work that you are doing is likely to be temporary. Because again, that survival instinct, that is always going to win out unless you are actively healing and you are actively acknowledging what is going on and you are actively working towards changing that. Because again, if you don't do, until you do the work to unbecome, unbecoming that woman who doubts herself, unbecome the woman who doesn't believe that she can charge a certain amount of money or who is crippled with anxiety, unbecome that woman whose old coping strategies with life and old coping strategies with stress no longer support her business, have taken her as far as she can go. They are not who you are. They are a part of you. They are a part, we're going to talk about parts in a couple of episodes. They are a part of you that has learned to cope that way. Those strategies will only take you so far. So I would actually really love for you to take some time to assess where you are operating from fear, where you're operating from self-doubt, where you're operating from scarcity. Because awareness into these things is going to be the first step into you shifting them into a more empowered state. So that is a really something that you could do as soon as you get off this episode, as soon as you press pause. Get your journal out. Where am I acting from fear? Where am I making decisions from scarcity, from self-doubt? Where is that coming into play in my business, in my life? So as I just touched on, like that unbecoming, that is just as important as becoming. Because to step into that woman who holds that success, you have to shed the layers that are no longer serving you. This means letting go or healing. And if you can't do it on your own, then that is why people like me exist. That is what we're here for. Even in the mastermind, yes, we have so much strategy focus, but these women don't hold this strategy until they become the woman who holds the strategy, until they become the woman who is comfortable with that level of visibility, with that level of income, with what it means to actually be an entrepreneur, because that identity in itself is so completely different and comes with so many different belief shifts than having a 9 to 5 or being a hobbyist, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a hobbyist if that's where you want to be. But this version of success as an entrepreneur is going to have a completely different mindset, different beliefs, different ways of looking at time for money, or different ways of looking at time, different ways of looking at money, different ways of determining success, measuring success. You're going to think differently, and that's what embodied entrepreneur is all about. That's what our embodied entrepreneur program does. Teaches you to think differently, to unbecome. So this means letting go of those outdated beliefs, the people pleasing, the need to prove your worth. Oh, I've been there too. I worked with a client recently who realized that she kept sabotaging all of her launches because she was carrying this belief that she was not good enough. And once we worked on reprogramming that belief, which was multi-layered, by the way, it wasn't like a quick magic wand fix. But once we have worked on that, once she started to truly shift the way that she saw herself and shed beliefs that she didn't even realize were in her programming, that she didn't even realize were calling the shots in her day-to-day actions and behaviors, she has become a magnet for opportunities that are aligned with her true value. So now I have another journaling prompt for you. I want you to journal on, what version of me am I ready to let go of? What part of me needs to die? What part of me do I need to say goodbye to? Because there has to be a letting go to grow. And I have really struggled with that this year. I really have. That has been my mantra for the last 6 months. I need to let go to grow. So I understand how hard it can be. Certain coping patterns, certain strategies that you've known for your whole life, certain beliefs, certain stories and narratives about yourself. Like, I have met my next level. I have met my next leadership challenge, and letting go is absolutely up there with that. And boy, have I been challenged recently to let go. If you do not let go, you cannot grow into that next step. So, what version of me am I ready to let go of so that I can become that woman who holds her success? I want you to reflect really deeply and be really honest with yourself in this. There's no judgment. Without this awareness, you don't move forward. Without this awareness, you don't grow. So, there's no judgment here. In fact, the energy that you go into these journaling prompts is going to be really important. That energy of compassion, that energy of observation, that energy of acceptance. I have always said that your energy is your business's biggest asset. And if you are constantly stressed, if your nervous system is in overdrive, then that energy is impacting everything. It is impacting everything from how you show up online to the types of clients that you attract. So, becoming this woman who holds her version of success means learning how to manage and protect your energy. This isn't just about taking bubble baths and calling it self-care. That's not what this is. Although I do love a good bubble bath, a good magnesium bath. So I like to put meditations on, sometimes hypnosis. And I'm like, gosh, I hope I don't fall asleep in I hope I don't fall asleep in here. Totally off track. But it's not just about that. This is about you doing this deep work of nervous system regulation and using tools like maybe EFT, like regular exercise, breathing techniques, learning to actively manage your stress in a day to day capacity so that you can spend more time in your window of tolerance. And if stressful things do happen, if challenges do happen, if life gets thrown at you, which it does for all of us, then you have the capacity to feel it, to go through the stress, but to actually come back out, not to be living in that the whole time. So, when we are talking about unbecoming and we're talking about embodying success, the health of our nervous system has a huge part in that. In fact, I would probably say it is the key, most crucial part, because your energy is everything in your business. It is absolutely everything. And until you really, truly realize that, then you won't see the value of the fact that your nervous system needs to be worked with as a part of your business strategy. The fact that your belief clearing, your next identity shift, that is all a part of your business strategy. Unless, of course, you're happy staying exactly where you are, in which case, keep doing exactly what you're doing. So when we think about this, when we think about how are you looking after your energy? How are you protecting your energy? Do you have strategies? In our mastermind, we have a call every month. It is the very first call of the month, and it is called a clear and renew call. And the reason that we have that is so that we can take check on our energy, so that we can look at what have I picked up that's not mine? What do I need to release? What beliefs are coming in and impacting me from being able to move forward in my business, in my life? It is such a crucial part of success. Where am I not prioritizing my nervous system? We have our whole well-being channel where we literally can just talk about how we can better support ourselves and our well-being and our energy management, because it is such a crucial part. My 3 pillars of success, the energies of success: healing, energetic evolution, and strengths-led strategy. Healing and energetic evolution, they are the bulk. They are the majority of the piece. So I do have an action step for you if you would like to prioritize your energy more. And that is to implement a daily practice. Maybe it's tapping, maybe it's breath work, maybe it's some kind of other energy clearing, maybe it's some yoga, grounding exercises. You choose what feels good for you. That is really important because it needs to feel achievable. It needs to feel like it's something that you can do every day or as close to every day. But this is going to help to keep your energy clear. It's going to help to keep you aligned. It's going to help to continue to make you magnetic to the right opportunities and help you to have the capacity and the tolerance to be able to stretch and stay in the discomfort of stretch. Because when our nervous system is so fried, we can't stay in the discomfort of stretch because our body just thinks that we are under direct threat. It really, truly does come down to these primitive stress responses. So here is your invitation today. Stop playing small. Your next level of success is waiting for you, but it requires you to step into a more empowered, a more embodied version of yourself. If you are ready to go deeper, then you can have a chat to me. You can chat to me about whether or not the Embodied Entrepreneur Program, whether the mastermind, whether the private coaching is right for you, depending on where you're at in your business and what your priority is and what your goals are. Again, I only have 4 places left in the mastermind. I could only take 3 more private clients. An embodied entrepreneur you get to come into straight away, which is just amazing. Jump in and just get started. So if you are ready to become this woman and start 2025 in your highest expression, then pop into my DMs, say hi, and we can chat about which of these programs is going to be best for you, that will really meet you where you're at, and again, meet your goals where they are at. Because please remember that your inner growth fuels your outer success. So don't wait. Don't put it off. Yes, it is scary. Yes, it is uncomfortable. I come to you today after a 2-hour hypnotherapy session of my own with my own therapist because that growth is uncomfortable. It has to be. We have to learn to find safety in that discomfort. But if you want a mentor who's going to both hold that safety for you and stretch you well and truly beyond your edge at the same time, then let's chat. In the power that you have to be able to embody your version of success when you choose to become that person. So until next week, have the most amazing week. And if you go and do the action tasks and the journaling and you would like to debrief that in my DMs, please come and tell me. I love hearing from you guys. I love it when you pop in and say, this episode really resonated with me, or when you said this, then I did this. Please just come and tell me. Come and share with me over on Instagram, jessica.reid.ilc, and I will see you on next week's episode.
That's a wrap on today's episode. Feeling inspired to explore your inner world and reach your full potential? We'd love to hear from you. Subscribe for more, leave a review, and share your takeaways on Instagram at jessica.reid.ilc. Until next time, keep thriving.